What's up, everybody?
Should I go live on TikTok too?
You can if you want. I gotta see if this. Make sure. Okay, yeah, it's working.
Go on.
Yep. You said TikTok or Facebook?
TikTok.
Talkie ticky.
Hello, everyone. We're back again for another podcast with my partner. You can't see him, but let me move it over.
But I'm here.
He's right there. TikTok doesn't let me turn my phone so you can see both of us.
But we are here.
Yes, we are here, and we are actually live on YouTube. If you want to check us out on YouTube, it is the Uncensored Podcast. It has red lettering with lightning in the background. You can catch us there too.
Yes.
How's everyone doing? Come in, say hi. Feel free to voice your opinion on anything that we are talking about today. Tonight. It is nighttime, right?
Yeah, 8:14.
Oh my god.
That's night.
Yep, it's nighttime. I had a long day today. But anyway, how is everyone out there in TikTok land? I hope everyone had a good day. I hope everyone's having a good night.
You can keep going. I'm going to put it on the, what do you call it?
What do you do in podcast partner?
I am sending it to Facebook.
Oh, you sent it to Facebook.
Yes.
If you're on Facebook, you can watch us on Facebook too. You'll see both of us on Facebook, and you'll see both of us
on YouTube.
on YouTube, but you won't see both of us here on the TikTok.
The Talkie ticky.
Oh, I see. Hello. I see you, Steve. Are you on, Steve, are you on, YouTube too, or just here on TikTok? You just joining on TikTok. The tickety talk.
Alright, we should be, yeah, we're good.
We're good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Yep.
We have one topic. It's I would say, I don't know, would you say it's a little controversial?
Yeah. It depends on who.
It can be controversial depending on, who it triggers.
And what your beliefs are.
Right.
So.
It might trigger some people. It might not. I hope it doesn't, but, if it triggers you, well, you need to work on your triggers because no one's responsible for your triggers.
Correct.
So.
Alright, so. What it is, I guess there was I don't know where he's from. It doesn't say in this little
Are the names
picture
on
there.
there?
It just says Rittenhouse and Anthony.
Okay, let me see that for a minute.
So, if you want to go ahead
So I don't know if you could see that. This is what we're talking about. Rittenhouse and Anthony.
So Kyle Rittenhouse is the one that went during the riots and all that stuff. He was 17. He had an AR.
Do you want me to read it off?
Yeah,
here?
go ahead.
Okay. So Rittenhouse, we all know who he is during the protests and stuff like that. He was in a town he wasn't a resident of, protesting, was 17, carrying a gun, federally outlawed until age 18, was attacked after warning attackers he would shoot, killed 2, injured 1, raised $586,940 from conservatives for legal defense and acquitted in self-defense. Now Anthony, he's at a track meet. He was supposed to be. He was at a track meet that he was supposed to be at age 17, carrying a knife, was attacked after warning attackers he would defend himself, killed 1, conservatives want legal defense funds shut down or legally garnished, conservatives want heaviest legal sentence. So these are the two, Rittenhouse right here, Anthony right there. Let's talk about it. One was, well, I mean, it was so long ago.
Well, let's just say Rittenhouse was the one.
podcast partner.
Rittenhouse
right here,
was the one
hi.
during the protest and
Yes.
looting and all that with the
Yes.
whole Black Lives Matter thing.
Right.
So when that happened, the way I see it is the fact that he was doing his constitutional right of protecting property of someone that he knows. He was protecting the business, which I don't think that's wrong because of the fact of you hire security guards.
Right.
And he was being charged and he was being attacked by multiple people.
Right.
Therefore, he said, stay back, or, I'm going to defend myself and discharge my weapon.
Yes, which
So-
he has a right to do.
Correct. The only thing that I see that is wrong in that case is, for one, he was 17, under the age of having that weapon, which you should be 18. It's the only thing. But, in a way, when you're defending property or a business or whatever, I don't think that falls into play. I think if it's a fact, if you're defending something like that and just not carrying it on the street just to cause trouble, I think that's okay.
Yeah. I
But
would think that that's okay.
He gave the people the warning. He, from what I read, he did everything he was supposed to do. He gave a warning. He didn't fire right at him. He waited until actually he was attacked. I believe he got hit like 3 or 4 times by multiple
Yes.
people, and then he
Yes.
discharged his weapon.
Which is self-defense.
Right.
It was with Rittenhouse, it was all self-defense. Because he was attacked by more than one person.
Right. It wasn't a one-on-one
And it
where
wasn't
he could defend
just
his face.
it wasn't just a knife, it was guns. They were, the one person was getting ready to shoot him and he
yeah.
just happened to shoot him first. So that was all self-defense, and
Right.
he should have gotten off like he did.
Now, I don't know where this other incident happened. I can't remember. I know I heard it in the news. But said he was 17, same age, carrying a knife. Okay, carrying a knife. But the thing that was wrong that I seen as fact is it flat out says he was at a track meet he was supposed to be.
Okay.
If you're at a track meet that you're supposed to be at, that means you are on school properties, which basically is posted no weapons allowed on any type of school property.
Right.
And being 17, still in school on a property that you're not supposed to have a weapon on, that's automatically you're in the wrong. But then it says was attacked after warning attackers that he would defend himself. Well, you weren't attacked. You were having a
Physical altercation.
with
Or an
one,
argument
with
with somebody.
a person, not
with,
multiple
with
people.
one person.
Yeah, not with multiple people that had actually weapons, bottles, or whatever that they were going to hurt you with.
Right.
So there's a difference between self-defense and just looking for trouble. I mean, if you're carrying a knife at the age of 17, going to a school function, you're looking for trouble. You're looking to get into altercation with something. You
Well,
are.
not necessarily, because you can carry a knife for protection too, and not be going
Right,
to look for anything.
but when you're going to school property, when you know you're not supposed to be on school property with any type of, you can't walk into a school or anything like that with a gun. You can't walk into school.
Well, no, not with a gun.
You're not supposed to with a knife either. You're telling me you wouldn't get suspended if you walked into school with a knife.
Well, was it a pocket knife?
Knife's a knife. You can't walk with any type of thing. You can't walk. I mean, you can't walk into school with brass knuckles. That ain't got a sharp edge on it.
No.
It's considered a weapon, though.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that I see.
Now, was he in school or was it just on the property?
You're on the property, it doesn't matter. It's posted
Well,
anywhere
what
at
if
school.
it's in the parking lot?
It doesn't matter. If you go to any school and you look around, there's going to be a sign that says no weapons on the premises. It's a law.
Well,
So if you're bringing it onto school property, then that's where I see, okay, you're looking for trouble. Now, I understand the point of you're not on school property, you're walking around, whatever you have for, self-defense or defend yourself or whatever. Completely agree with it. Completely agree with it. Do I recommend it? No, but
Well, I mean, but what was going on at the school? Was there a game?
It was track meet.
Track meet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now
So-
I don't know if he was actually on the track team or if he was just there for the meet.
Now, do we know if he approached the other person first, or if the other person approached him first?
That we don't know.
Hello, everyone. I see you joining. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is the Uncensored Podcast on my page. We are on YouTube. We are on Facebook underneath the Uncensored Podcast. You can see us on YouTube if you'd like. It has the red lettering with the lightning in the background. You can see us both if you join the YouTube. But right now it's just me and my podcast partner right here. Say hi, everyone. And we are talking about the Rittenhouse Anthony, what do you call it?
Confusion.
Yeah, I guess you could call it confusion. People are, of course, hating on Rittenhouse because he was at a place during the riots and he shot 2 people in defense and wounded another one in defense. And the Anthony person was actually at the school with a knife and got into an argument or altercation and killed the one person. So we're just trying to see, are they both right at self-defense, or are they both wrong at self-defense? Everybody has a right to defend themselves.
Correct.
I think that Rittenhouse should have never been charged because even though he probably shouldn't have been there, he was defending his friend's business. I think he has a right to be at his friend's business. That's just me. But
Well, I don't think the situation would have played out like it did if he wasn't getting attacked, if he wasn't getting bum rushed, if he wasn't getting,
Yeah.
or if that guy wouldn't have pulled the gun out and went to go point it at him. Well, I would have
Yeah.
shot the dude too.
well, I mean, if you're getting attacked, you have the right to defend yourself, whether it's blowing someone's head off or
Well, I wouldn't
beating
go
the
that
hell out
far.
of them. Well, but they were going to do it to him, so when you defend yourself, you have to shoot to kill. So, if I have to defend myself, and I hope I never have to pull my weapon out and do that, but if I have to, then I would, yes, unalive someone between the eyes. But that's just me. But what I want to know is this Anthony kid, he's at the track meet. Was he approached? Did they approach him and start a fight with him for him to have to defend himself? Or were they getting in an altercation? One was bigger than the other?
See, the only thing I remember is hearing is the fact of they were arguing, and then there was a scuffle, and then there was a stabbing. But I don't watch TV. I don't watch none of that. I can't even remember how. I think I've seen it on Facebook. Honestly, the story. You know how they do those local skits, whatever.
Right.
That's where I seen it from. But I mean, like I said, at some point, both in my eyes, both were wrong. Kyle for the whole point of being under the age of 18, but I understand why he did it. So it's kind of like all in how you. Well, yeah, but I'm just saying that's what I'm saying though. It's all in how you feel about it.
Yeah, because Kyle wasn't there wanting to start a fight with anyone. He was just there protecting his friend's property.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't out there, he wasn't out there rioting and being obnoxious and ghetto and all that other garbage, just stirring up trouble. The trouble came to him, and he was all that other garbage. Just what I want to know is this other young man, Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
Did they come to him and start the fight, or did he go to them and start the fight? Because if Anthony started the argument and started the fight, he's wrong on all levels.
Right.
But if the other kid did, and now the other kid didn't have a weapon whatsoever.
As far as no. I think it was just more of a
Two
bullying
kids.
thing, you know, like, oh, I'll whoop your ass or whatever, blah, 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 and the kid just didn't like it, and he just, I don't know, whoever's listening, look it up.
Whoever's listening, look it up.
I don't know, like I said, I've only caught it, and the only reason why I seen the actual picture that, you know, I had is because somebody posted it on Facebook, and be honest with you, I wrote some shit that, how I felt about it, basically how I'm talking now, and then I went back and I'm like, you know what, I'm not even going to get a discussion with this because it was on my personal page, and I didn't need people blowing my shit up to the point where my family was going to see it. I didn't want to even that, so I just deleted it. I said, well, let me screenshot it, podcast.
Okay.
So,
well, but you have to, like, go in, like, search for details.
right.
You know.
No, I should have, but, well, you know, I was working so fucking much, and by
You
the time
workaholic.
by the time I got home, I had enough time to shower, eat, sleep. That's it.
Okay.
So, but, for next time.
Okay. Well, yeah.
No, next time we'll make sure we got some, you know, details or whatever. Because like I said, I just seen this 2 days ago at that,
Yeah.
a day or two ago or something like that. So, but yeah, it was crazy when I seen it how this person was posting it, because this person posted it as, God, and I hate to say it like this, but a white privilege type of way.
Oh, of course.
And I don't see it as that. I really don't.
No. I mean, there's no such thing as white privilege. So,
No.
you know.
Be honest with you, we're all slaves. We all work for somebody.
I mean,
We all got to get paid by somebody.
there's no white privilege. I don't know why people think there is. Well, I guess because they've been lied to their whole life from the party that they vote
That
for.
Joel Patrick guy does. He thinks it is. He puts it on his truck.
What?
White privilege.
Does he?
Yeah. Joel Patrick.
Oh, yes.
He has it in his fucking big ass F-350
Yeah, well,
Timber Girl.
he's a black honky.
Yeah.
Joe Patrick, he's a black honky. He's got privilege. He's got the white card too.
Run both sides.
I haven't heard from him in a long time. I love that dude. He's so funny. He's good.
He made an actual song or something. An actual white privilege song, I believe.
Did he? I'll have to look it up.
I can't remember the actual what the song title is, but
I'll have to look it up.
so yeah. What do you guys think? You guys think that, you know, it's fair game on both sides, or one or the other, or whatnot? If you guys don't know the story, I mean, I'm sure it's all over Google.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys don't know the story and you want to know what we're talking about, go ahead, look it up, and then give us your opinion on it. Because one, Rittenhouse, he got a bunch of money to help with his case, and the Anthony person apparently did not. And I guess some conservatives or whatever want to, you know, give him life in prison or whatever. But I want to know, like, the whole backstory of it.
Yeah, but you know what? Kyle wouldn't even be as famous as he is. It's not even that made him famous. What made him famous is the fact that after all this happened, the show The View with Whoopi Goldberg and all those freaking crazy ass women.
Well, you know, if The View
Made a big name out, or made a big deal out of it, and tarnished his name, and he sued them.
Well,
and
as
won.
he should, because those freaking lunatics don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Well, that show's gone.
The
now.
View never does. What do you mean it's gone? The View is gone?
Yeah.
Since when? Who got rid of it?
They.
Who made it go away?
Well, let's see. Didn't Whoopi leave?
I don't know, because I
And
don't
the other
watch
ones
it.
got sued for like the 7th time, and the show's like, we can't do this no more.
Really? So
Yeah.
the show kicked him off?
Yeah, if the show was still playing, it's freaking reruns.
Awesome, because they didn't need to be. They're just ratchet as can be. Ain't none of them Can't none of them tell the truth about anything. Absolutely none of them. So thank God that show is gone.
That's a lot of fucking people
bye
nowadays, though. I mean, it's just. I gotta fix it. What the hell?
They're always trashing somebody.
Somebody.
I think they should all do what they said. Oh, well, if Trump wins, we're moving. We're leaving the country.
I guess a lot of people did, though.
Bye, Felicia's. Get out. We don't need you.
Yeah.
We don't even want you because you're ratchet.
I guess a lot of people did leave, though.
Good. They need to leave. They need to leave. America is not missing them, that's for sure.
No, the way I see it is,
They're really not.
there's many people making babies will fill their void anyway.
Well,
I mean,
making babies, unaliving babies, whatever.
We're not going there today.
No, we're not going there today.
That is not a bad weekday talk. not a good week talk.
Oh, come on now. Every week is a good week, don't you know?
Mm-mm.
Every day is a good day in spite of, not because of.
You preaching that?
No, I'm just stating facts.
Alright.
You don't agree with that?
Every day is not a good day. Somebody's going through something every day.
Okay, but it does not mean it doesn't mean it's not a good day. Every day is a good day. You may not have good moments throughout the day, but as long as you're alive, it's still a good day because you're above ground.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm one of those positive people. I don't have that poor me, wham, wham, wham.
Oh, I don't either, but
victimhood mentality.
There's
my life
some days where
sucks
you're just
because
like,
my tire's flat. My
no,
life
there's some
sucks
days where it's
because
just
of
like,
this.
fucking nothing can go right for me today. Fuck it. I just want to go home, go to fucking sleep, start over.
See,
That's a bad day. That's a bad day for me.
I don't,
But it don't
I
happen that often.
never feel like that. Never. I just don't. It doesn't matter what's going on.
You need a job at my place? I work with some idiots, okay?
Okay, and I don't? Please. You know what the phone store is like, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't.
There are probably more idiots coming into that
You got the
phone
phone store
store. Not anymore,
Oh.
but there's more idiots at the phone store than you ever dealt with at work. Like, for real. Can you imagine someone coming in, I need to pay my phone bill. Okay, what's your phone number? I don't know. What phone service do you have?
I couldn't do that job because I'd like walk out, find it out,
Right.
and come back in
Well,
to
it's
tell
like,
me.
and I went through the it's like, okay, well, what phone service do you have? I don't know. Well, how much do you pay? I don't know. Well, what kind of phone do you have? I don't know. Well, how long have you been paying your bill? I don't know, maybe a year. And you don't know shit?
I mean,
You know nothing. Oh, well, the guy always did it for me.
ooh,
Well, I mean, if you
we're
have...
not going there.
What?
That's a whole other subject.
What?
People always depending on somebody else to do things for
To
them.
do everything for them.
And then
Yes,
they
it
don't
is.
fucking learn how to do things on their own.
No.
And then they cry because they can't do something, but yet...
You know what's really bad is when you show someone what to do like 5 times and they still don't know what they're doing. I don't know how to do this. I keep getting voice messages. I don't know how to get my voice messages. I don't know how to charge my phone. Yeah, stick the plug in the frickin' hole and plug it into the damn. Well, where's the hole at on the phone? Are you kidding me?
Well, they're not going to be breeding anytime soon.
I hope to God they're not breeding anytime soon.
Stick it in the hole. What hole? That hole. Where's the hole?
I mean, it was crazy. This lady one time, she came in, she's like, can you help me get, I'm like, sure, this is what you do. You dial *68. That gets your voicemail.
I didn't even do that. I gotta fucking.
If you have a passcode, you put your passcode in, and then you just, it'll give you prompts. It's self-explanatory.
But that's too much.
Apparently, for some people, they just need a PhD
You know how I
to
do
work
mine?
things.
I got a fucking icon. I fucking hit it, and it fucking goes to my voicemail. It says, "Which message you want to hear?"
Yeah.
Seriously.
I don't have my voicemail set up because I don't want to hear from
Oh, trust me,
nobody.
I don't listen to it. Trust me, it's nobody I want to talk to.
Oh, right.
People I know, they're like, "Oh, he didn't answer. Let me text him."
That's the best way to get a hold of me is to text me because I don't,
I don't think I've actually called you in forever.
I know, as long as we've known each other.
It's been
It's not very often that you call me.
It's like
Sometimes you do.
I say out of the, 7 years I've known you, I've maybe called you maybe a handful of times. Everything's through text.
Right.
I hate the phone though.
I don't really like the phone either. I don't.
Like I said, if I couldn't play music on it, I wouldn't have one.
I'm half tempted to just go back to a flip phone. Because you know what? TikTok is bad for me. I ain't even gonna lie.
You're addicted.
I'm addicted to TikTok. You know what I'm addicted to?
Dick?
No. I'm addicted to the shopping and all the freaking perfumes.
See, I don't do that.
I started it because there was a perfume that someone told me about. It smelled really good on her. It's called Eclair from Lattafa. So I'm like, okay, let me go and search for it. Well, where's it at? It's on TikTok. I wasn't on TikTok at that point in time, so my girlfriend was, and she ordered it for me. Well, then you keep sending me TikTok videos, and I can't watch without being on TikTok. So I'm like, and Steve kept sending me TikTok videos.
But the fucked up thing, but you know what the fucked up thing is? Don't mean to cut you off, but the fucked up thing is, if you send a TikTok video through Messenger, you don't get the video I sent.
Exactly.
So I have to send it through TikTok for you to get that video.
Well, right. But I didn't have TikTok at the time, and y'all kept sending me.
Ain't nobody told you to order shit, though.
Well, but I went on there, and then I see, Mr. Daniel Renee talking about all these perfumes, and I'm like, okay. Well, that, so then I ordered his first. Daniel Renee's cologne. It's called Jahari. That, oh my God, it smells so good. It's supposed to be, I believe it's supposed to be unisex.
So, is it one of those pheromone things?
No. No, it's just a
like
cologne that he was in
Cupid
collaboration with.
Shit.
That Cupid crap don't work for nothing. It don't even smell good. Anyway, well, it smells good for like 2.2 seconds. But I ordered Jahari, and then I was content. No, not even that. And then I was like continuing to like watch his videos, and he's talking about this perfume and that perfume, and I'm a gourmand person, so between him and Steve, and then I think it's Kylie or something like that. Between those three,
Kardashian?
No, it's some TikTok girl. Yeah, she does live videos on perfumes and stuff like that.
How do you do? Wait a minute. How do you do a live
perfume?
TikTok on perfume? Here, smell this. Put your nose to the phone.
No. Daniel Renee, I love him, and he's funny. He's Cuban. I could watch him all day long. He's just that funny. But he gets these perfumes or colognes, and of course he opens them up, whatever. And he describes them like, okay, this is very gourmand, and he'll spray it, and he'll tell you like each and without even looking at what's the notes and stuff. He just comes out, well, this is there's notes of caramel and pistachio and this and that, and it smells really good. And then of course I put it in my cart and order it, and he's right, it smells good. But then Katie does the same thing, and
I can't do it.
And Steve, it's their fault.
If I can't smell
It's
it
Daniel
before I buy
Renee's
it,
fault
then I'm not. No.
That I'm spending money on TikTok buying a bunch of perfume. but at least I smell good. I got winter perfume. I got gourmand perfume.
Couldn't do it.
I got gourmand summer perfume, you know, for the summertime. One perfume I cannot have like anything. I don't want to smell like flowers. I'm allergic to, no, I can't do the flowers. But yes, as much as I like TikTok, TikTok is bad for me. The
Okay.
shopping part anyway.
See, it's crazy because I like
But they got a lot of good stuff on there.
like the, and it's gonna sound crazy, but it's like sweet smells.
Well, that's what I like. That's like the gourmand.
Like there's a, I don't know if it's perfume or I don't know if it's lotion. I have no clue, but I was not gonna ask the person that was wearing it.
Why not?
No.
Excuse me, lady.
No.
What perfume are you wearing?
No. It smelled like fucking cotton candy.
That's a bunch of different ones.
And it was at a point where it was strong enough to catch your attention, but not strong enough to make you go, oh.
They have this one, it's called Cloud Candy. That smells like cotton candy. I have that one.
I'm just like, I mean, it was at a point where you catch like a strong enough whiff, but it's not overpowering. And
There's
you're just one who's like,
Yeah.
ooh. Ooh.
Well, I have this lemon one. It's called Shahur Elixir. And it smells like lemon pound cake. It smells like a freaking dessert.
I'm just laughing at the name. You said,
It's a Shahur.
it's a messy whore.
Shahur.
Sure liquor.
But
Sure
no.
liquor, mess the whore.
You're
What
so
the
stupid.
fuck? Where did they come up with these names? Why
Don't-
can't it just be like, shit smells good? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Well,
just,
they're
like-
Arabic perfumes,
for instance, vanilla.
Middle Eastern perfumes. You know,
Remember some of the most beautiful women
but they are. They really are.
when they don't hide themselves?
Oh yeah. Well, my one girlfriend Sarah, she's Middle Eastern, and she's not Muslim though.
But it's at a
She's-
point where you can't
She's
say anything to them.
absolutely gorgeous.
You can't really say, like, if you're a man, you can't say anything to them. You just can't.
It all depends on, you know, if it's the Muslims one, you know, because it's a religion thing. So
But nowadays, you can't say, this is just my opinion.
Nowadays, you can't say anything
to
to
any
anyone.
woman.
well,
Any woman, because they're like, ugh, I got a boyfriend. Bitch, I didn't ask you. I'm trying to give you a compliment.
it's a compliment.
You know,
that's
it's
all.
like,
Well,
whatever.
And you're right, because you know some women they're just you know hoity-toity, upright, and
You know what? That's a lot of reason why men don't give women compliments anymore. Because of the fact that you give a woman a compliment and that they come back with a snotty attitude. And it's just like, men don't want to hear that. Men don't want to see that. Men are just like, even if you didn't say anything, you'd still be better off than with, you know, snotty attitude you give. A simple thank you and walk
Yeah.
away. Even if you don't want to hear the comment, thank you, walk away.
yeah.
They'll be fine. You'd get more compliments. You'd probably get more reaction from people.
Well,
But
I mean,
men
I guess
do not want that.
it all depends on who it is, because you have women out there who know that it's just a compliment and they appreciate it.
Yeah, but there's more
But
out
then
there
you
that
have,
don't,
well, yeah, but they're,
which ruins it for them.
you know, maybe they're not mature enough.
Or stuck up enough. You're watching too many Cardi B's.
I mean, you know, some people are just like that.
It's just, ugh. That kind of irritates me because then they're like, "Where's all the good men at?"
Well,
And
what?
For one, in your friend zone, and for two, you fucking just yelled at the one. You know, it's just,
I mean, there's a lot of good men out there. There's a lot of good women out there.
there is, but it's the fact of
Oh,
they've been beat up and not physically beat up, but like they've been, you know, down talked and you know,
verbally abused.
yes, so damn much. They just keep to themselves. And once you get, and I'm not even gonna joke about this one, once you hit a certain age and you've had that done to you for so long, you just fucking give up. You do. You're just like, fuck it. I'm just not gonna say shit. I'm gonna mind my own fucking business. And when you trip and fall on your face, the only thing you're gonna hear from me is ha ha. I mean, no, seriously. That's how a lot of people are nowadays. Because they don't want the sarcasm. They don't want the attitude. They don't want none of that bullshit. And
what's
that's how
wrong with being sarcastic? I'm sarcastic 24/7.
There's nothing wrong with being sarcastic, but it's the point of when somebody constantly talks down to you.
They just have a bad attitude, period.
And yet you're sick of hearing it.
Because being sarcastic isn't always a bad attitude. Sometimes you could just be sarcastic in a fun way. But I understand a lot of people have that rotten negative attitude, and nobody wants to be around it. They just don't.
Especially nowadays. Nowadays, it seems like too many people are trying to flip the script and go the positive thinking way.
As they should.
And yet, there's so many people trying to bring them down. And that's making silence between, everybody. And it's just, like me, I really don't care.
Mm-hmm.
If I give you a compliment and you just say, hey, I don't care for you doing that, I won't ever say anything again.
Okay, so when it comes to compliments, you're talking about men giving women compliments and women having like attitudes and don't touch me, don't
I have
come
a boyfriend,
near me,
you're
don't
not
do
in my
this,
league,
don't do that, whatever.
Yeah, you're under me type, bullshit.
Okay, so what is it like when it comes to women giving men a compliment? Do you think men react the same way?
No.
You don't think men, think that the woman wants them if they're giving them a compliment?
No.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I beg to differ.
Ooh.
I beg to differ.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
I beg to differ.
Let me ask you this. So, is it easier for a man to get a woman, or is it easier for a woman to get a man? Does a man have more options than a woman, or does a woman have more options than a man in this world of dating?
I don't know. I wasn't.
So you're telling me a man could sit there and say, and he's in a room with 100 women, he'd be like, I can sleep with 80 of these.
I'm sure he probably.
But yet, a woman's in a room with 80 men, she's like, I can sleep with all of these. Which one's going to be able to do more?
Well, I mean, it all depends on the person. To be honest,
I'm just figuratively speaking. Is it easy? Okay, let me put it this way, and I don't mean this in any bad way, but is it easier for a woman to pick up a guy and have sex, or is it easier for a man to pick a woman and have sex? Who has the more options? Is a man going to say no to a woman quicker than a woman's going to say no to a man?
Probably not.
My point. A man's not going to...
No, what I'm saying, I'm not talking about, getting them in the bed or nothing like that.
I was just using that as an example.
Right, but still, men can easily think that a woman wants them just because she pays him a compliment.
And why is that?
I don't know.
Because woman has more opportunities than a man does.
Maybe the same reason the woman, thinks that it's something more than just a compliment.
But, okay, picture it as my way, okay?
Picture this your way?
Yes. Okay, a man comes up and
Let's
says,
picture it his way.
My way. A man comes up and talks to a woman and blah, 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 and she gets an attitude about it. Okay? The woman's going to get an attitude because of the fact that for two reasons. For one, she's just not interested, or for two, she's going to be like, I've had better. He's not in my league. But if a woman comes to a man and does that, yeah, you might think, oh, she likes me because of the fact that all these people in this room, all these males in this room, and she's talking to me. where a woman has more choice. She can go to any guy in that room and talk to him.
But not any guy wants her.
Correct. But more men are going to want that woman than women are going to want this man. It's a proven fact that it's harder woman has more choices in being able to pick a man than a man has to pick a woman.
But I'm just talking about compliments.
Right, but you said you think that she's hitting on him.
I'm just talking about compliments. If a woman came up to you while you were working and said, "Oh, you know what? You look good in your uniform," are you going to think that she wants you?
Honestly, no. I'm not, but I'm going to explain to you.
But that's you.
But I'm going to explain to you because I don't see, like, I can be out and a woman can say that or whatever, and Jen will be like, she's hitting on you. Oh, well, she just gave me a compliment. I do not see flirt. I am completely blind. I am blind and stupid when it comes. I'm just saying when it comes to somebody flirting or whatnot, because I see things as a compliment. I don't see every comment as a sexual comment to the point where they're flirting. I do not see it. I refuse to let myself see it. Do you know why?
Because you don't let it go to your head.
But do you know why?
Why?
Because I'm in a relationship. I don't look for it. I don't look for the attention. So if you don't look for the attention, you're not going to think.
You don't even have to be in a relationship and and look for it. You could be single and not looking for attention.
Well, like I said, I'm dumb when it comes to that. I don't ever see or take anything as a flirt. I take everything as a compliment.
But that's my thing, because not everything is a flirt. Sometimes it's just a compliment.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
And that's all it is.
But I'm just saying, even if it was, I couldn't see it as that because I try to look at people and what they say as them being a good person.
Right.
Relationship or not, but being in a relationship, I don't even put that thought in my head. Because of the fact that if you think that way, it's going to drill in your head. It's going to drill in your head. Well, what did that person mean? Did that person think I was attractive?
Well, that's only if you're an overthinker.
Well, maybe I should have got that number. Well, if this don't ever work out, I can... No.
But that's only if you're an overthinker. Exactly. Overthinkers think like that.
But that's what I'm trying to say.
Men who may be desperate, but I mean that can go the same way with women.
I was just gonna say. So what is the difference with
because everything, it doesn't matter what it is. Everything can go both ways. Everything. A man can compliment a woman, and a woman is not going to. No, that's disgusting. A man can compliment a woman, and a woman can just be like, "Okay, thank you," and not think anything of it. And that may be just a compliment. But then you have some men who see a compliment as them hitting on you when they're not really hitting on you. Yeah. It's just a compliment.
I couldn't do it. But I'm a people person. It's like...
I'm a people person too, it's like,
I don't want my thinking to ruin a friendship.
I compliment women all day long because I'm secure enough in myself. If I see another beautiful woman, I'm going to tell you, wow, you're freaking gorgeous. You're gorgeous. Does that mean I want to bang her? Does that mean I want to sleep with her? Does that mean I want to take her home? And no, it doesn't. It just means I think she's beautiful.
So you wouldn't have took her home?
No. I don't eat
Why are you smiling? No.
Look, I don't eat tuna from the Y, okay? That ain't ever going to happen.
Oh.
But it's like, it all depends on the person. Some people will take offense to it, and others don't. Not one of the women that I've ever complimented throughout my life have ever thought that I was hitting on them.
Okay, now what would be different for a guy?
What?
You think if a guy said to him, "Hey, dude, you're pretty handsome." What's the guy's thought?
Well, if you're insecure, you're probably a little weirded out. But if you're not insecure, it's like, "Oh, thanks, dude."
I'm just saying it's different with guys.
Well, I mean, like I said, it all depends on if you're secure enough or not. Because personally, I think a guy can look at another guy and be like, you know what? Yeah, that dude's a good-looking dude. He probably gets, freaking women just falling over with their legs up in the air for him. You know?
Oh my God, you saying that reminds me of this TikTok of the guy sitting here. What's he doing? He's making like a grilled cheese or something like that. He flips the pan and he like lands it like on the end of the bread. And the comments on it says, "This dude got skill. He must get all the bitches." And then he turns around and looks and goes, "I get no bitches." Oh God, I gotta find that. I'll send it to you. It's hilarious. He's like, "I get no bitches," or no, he goes, flips it, and the guy says he gets all the bitches. He's like, "Still no bitches."
That's crazy.
And how he said it, because he's a nerd.
Okay.
And how he said it was just like, oh, I'm crazy as shit. I gotta find it. It was funny as hell. You gotta see the whole video.
Yeah.
Because me saying it doesn't even sound
Well,
like
you have to find it and send it to me.
But anyway.
That's probably one of those, silly clown ones.
Yeah. It's just like 30 seconds. But
Right.
funny as shit.
Did you see that one? I was watching. It's what the Ace Metaphor with that one girl that I sent you that video of for a podcast for a topic. Do you remember what was that topic about?
The one with Candace?
Yeah.
The woman said, "Why is a man so insecure when the woman dressed sexy?"
Oh, yes.
And she said he's not insecure.
He's territorial.
Yes, he's territorial. And if you're showing all that, that means you don't want to be in that situation. If you want to be in that situation, you wouldn't be showing that much skin.
And that's true.
No, it is. It's very true.
Some women don't understand that, though. Some women, they like to go out there
And flaunt.
and, show their hoo-has and wear these short mini skirts and dress like hoochies, but then expect a man to respect
And where
her.
you're at, inbox me. No. No.
So stupid.
But,
But it's like, it's really funny. I find that women who dress like that, and then they always want to put it off on the man. Well, the man should have control of himself. Well, no, you shouldn't. You just shouldn't dress like a hooker.
You shouldn't advertise it.
You're
advertising that you're single and you
because the way I see it, but some women aren't single and they still dress.
Well,
like
that's what I'm
that.
saying though. But the thing is, if you're dressing like that and you're in a relationship, that's basically giving the vibes that you are single. The way I see it.
Well, maybe I'm old fashioned, but that's the way I see it too. But like a lot of these girls.
Why are you gonna say it like that?
A lot of these girls, and women, they're out there, and it's like, okay, if you choose to dress like that, by all means, I'm not going to judge you for dressing like that. Mm-hmm. But you can't turn around and put it on the man and get offended when the man's looking at you like a piece of meat because you're portraying yourself like one.
Yeah, but do you think that some men like their women dressing like that to see how much attention they get? I don't know why that just popped in my head, but it's just like, I feel that some men are like, oh, you need to wear this so I can see who's looking at you. And
no.
So they can feel like they got the number one prize because other men are looking at her?
Well, no, because you don't have to dress like a whore to feel like you have your woman should not have to dress like a whore to feel like they have the number one prize. That man who has that woman, especially if she's a good one, it doesn't matter if she's wearing sweats. If she's good to him, he should automatically already think that he's got the number one prize, and a real man's not going to want his woman out there with her, titty tape on and, hoochie tape on and these, short skirts and all. A real man to me wants class, not trash. So if you're going to dress like a $5 hoe, you can't get mad at how men look at you. You can't. You can't blame the man for, because you're the one dressing like that to get attention.
Right.
You know, so hi everyone who's joining. Thank you for joining. I see you all. I'm not able to say hi to everyone, but you can leave comments, I believe. Maybe, maybe not. If there's anything you want to say, go ahead and join in. But yeah, I mean, especially the young girls. Women are adults. Okay, you're an adult. If that's how you want to dress, by all means, more power to you. But again, don't get mad because the man looks at you like you're a piece of meat.
Now,
You cannot get mad at the man.
Do you think it's more of actually trying to find somebody, or do you think it's more of the fact of actually daddy issues? I need attention.
I think, and you know what? It may not even be daddy issues. They just want attention. They want attention. However, they're getting the wrong attention. They're getting the wrong attention. You know.
Yeah, I think that it's...
Because you can, if you want attention, you can dress classy and still get attention.
Yes. Honestly, I think when they show too much skin, I think it's so trashy, the fact that it's a turnoff.
Yeah.
Like, I would have rather see a woman show less skin and in like jeans and
heels, and
not even heels, jeans and freaking like the thigh or the knee high boots and a nice shirt.
Yeah.
It don't even have to be nothing expensive. Just if you can color match that shit and you can wear it right and you have the body for it.
Yeah.
I think that's more sexy than anything. Like a woman in uniform.
Mm-hmm.
We done.
Yeah.
We done. For instance,
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I like seeing them women in those police officer uniforms.
I was gonna say police uniform.
Or the military uniform.
Yeah.
Yeah, got the hair up.
But the thing is, that they're disciplined.
They are.
They're to the point where they're like, ain't gonna take no shit. They can handle their own.
That's right. And don't come with them with no garbage either.
I mean, I hate to say independent, but independent as hell.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with
There's nothing wrong with being independent.
Now, if you're sitting there claiming, I'm an independent woman, blah, 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 this, that, and this, that, and this. Okay, well, there's a lot of independent men out there. We don't run around and say it. It is what it is, but it's nice.
Wrong?
It's nice to see that you're that way, but you...
Now, are you talking about
bragging about it?
Are you talking about a woman who's always saying
Yes.
she's independent? She's independent?
I'm independent. I don't need no man. Well, you can be independent and not need a man, but that doesn't mean you're any different from anybody else that's paying their bills, got a house, got a car, got a job, everything's on time, and doing what they have to do. There's no difference. What's the difference between an independent man and an independent woman?
There's not a difference.
That's what I'm saying. I hate when they sit there and they use that as a flex. No, you're independent, but when you say that constantly, it makes me want to say, congratulations, you're an adult. You have a job and you pay your fucking bills.
I mean, that's...
Welcome to my world, And it's I'm not saying that as any type of disrespect, because you know what,
right.
When a woman is independent and she shows it,
mm-hmm.
there's a difference between showing it and using it as a flex. You show it to the point where I don't need you to pay for my stuff, and I have my own shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's not flexing. That's you showing that you're independent.
Well, yeah.
Now, when you're sitting there saying, "Oh, I pay for this, I pay for that, I'm independent, I do this, and you constantly repeat it,
well,
it's like,
okay, that's not a flex, that's annoying.
And maybe, I think it can also be a defense mechanism too, a defense tactic, because a lot of women are independent.
Which is great.
It's almost like when a guy wants to come along, and because sometimes guys want to come along and take your independence from you, but then turn around and treat you like crap because you depend on them for some things.
Do you think it's possible
What?
for somebody to take your independence? Or do you let them have it?
I think sometimes that all depends. The majority of the time, you give up your independence.
So you let it go. Somebody doesn't
Well,
take
pretty
it from
much.
you. You let it go.
But
you
that's
made
what
the
I'm,
option.
but what I'm meaning by taking is they want to come in and they're like, oh, well, you don't have to do this because you have a man now. You don't have to do this because you have a man now. You don't have to do this because you have a man now, and this and this and this. So, when a woman is used to being independent and doing everything on her own, from taking the garbage out to mowing the lawn to working on her car to doing this to doing this to doing this, and the man's coming in and even not letting them do it because, well, you have a man now.
Do you think that's right?
Um,
Or do you think that an independent woman that gets in a relationship with somebody that says that, she should be like, just because you're my man doesn't mean I don't need to do this. Because if something happens to you, you're not going to be my man no more.
well,
So
right.
I should just let this go, forget what I'm doing, and then, because you know what they say, the phrase, use it or you're going to lose it.
Right.
I mean, if you're independent, you should never let anybody make you think that you're going to
Need them.
There's a difference between being in a relationship because you need somebody or you want somebody. And I've said this multiple times. It's effective. I'm not in a relationship because I need somebody here.
Exactly.
I can do all this because on my own, because I'm
Exactly.
independent. But I'm in a relationship because I want that person in my life. I
Right.
want that person with me. I love that person enough where I'm not going to sit there and tell them, you don't have to do this or you don't have to do that, or I need you to do that. No. What you came in a relationship with, that's all I expect you to continue doing.
Right.
I don't expect you to pay my house payment or pay my car payment, or no, it's not sharing the bills. What's buying in my name is my problems, my issues. So you can continue being that independent person with the budget that you made yourself
Okay, now
independent
do
with.
you think women who are independent like that and have a man coming into their life, do you think that that the man shouldn't be paying any bills? Or because the woman's independent and he came into her house when she already had everything?
Well, that can go either way, honestly, because the fact of, if, for instance, I get in a relationship and she has her own place and I move into that place. Now, that man should be offering to pay things. Say, hey, I want to help out, blah, blah, blah. I understand you're independent, blah, blah. Here's, the half of the rent or half the bills or blah, 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 blah. But if she's already doing it, I would sit there and, if it was me, I'd be like, no, I don't want that. You go ahead and put that in the bank, because if you need something, I don't need you to ask me for it because I have my bills. Now, if you want to put money into, you want more cable channels, or you want faster internet, or you want something special, that's on you. You came into this house and I was paying this. Any more expense that you need other than this is on you. You see what I'm saying?
if you're independent and you're living off of, I'm going to throw out a number. If you're independent, you're living off of, $2,000 a month, and that's what your budget is, and that's how you got to be independent, how you are. And this person comes in, and all of a sudden your bills go up to $3,500. Guess that person's coming up with $1,500 because that's the difference in the expense. Because you can only be independent for you. You can't be independent for another person. It's you and your kid, or kids, whatever.
Or just being single.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. If you're single and you're independent, your bills are $2,000. If somebody comes in and moves in, and all of a sudden your bills go up to $3,500, those ain't your bills because those weren't there before.
Okay, so the man should be paying something if he moves into the woman's house.
That's what I said. Offer it, but if she doesn't take it, you need to pay whatever bills go up.
But you don't expect a woman that moves in your house to pay any part of your rent.
If it's in my name, no.
Well, what if it's in the woman's name?
He can offer. He can offer.
He should offer.
He should offer. No matter what, he should offer. If he's there, he should offer. If she takes it or not, that's on her. But he should be banking that, so in case of an emergency...
That's if she says no.
Yeah. She's not like, oh, shit, our washer and dryer went out. Even though she's independent, he could be like, don't worry about it, I got this now. You're paying all these bills, I saved up this because I'm here. Let me go ahead and wash the clothes for the next 10 years. You know what I mean? It's just... I mean, if she's independent, she's... Like I said, her bills are $2,000, and they go up to 15. He needs to be banking that 15. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Even though if she sits there and says, "No, I don't want it," there's no reason why he should not be banking in case of an emergency or in case, for instance, she might get hurt for some odd reason. You got a disability or something like that. Okay, it's your time to step up. You better been saving that $1,500.
Well, I think they should. Well, personally, I don't think a woman should be taking care of a grown-ass man.
No, that's what I'm saying. He should be banking it though. You don't.
No, I think. I mean, even if she's, even she's, if she's independent, she still shouldn't be. You can be independent, but not pay for a grown-ass man.
Right.
So yeah.
Most definitely.
I think you should pay, like set some sort of rules, like you pay so much for rent, and whichever.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's what I said. It's up to her if she wants to accept it or not. Like, I don't.
But then you have some women. See, I'm okay with 50-50.
Oh, I'm fine with it. It's just the fact that
I'm okay with 50-50 because I'm not taking care of a grown-ass man financially.
Correct.
I'm not doing it. It's not my responsibility. Period.
Okay.
And I'm not
okay,
doing
but
it.
do you think the fact of, for instance, 50-50 situation, if somebody moves in with you, you're independent, you got all your bills paid, blah, 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 you do it all on your own.
Yeah.
Somebody moves in with you, okay, and they want to sit and say, hey, I want to pay half the bills. But yet, you're that type of person where you're like, I have my shit on schedule. I don't want to wait for you to give me money. I'm going to pay all this shit. You do this, this, and this. Not necessarily giving you money, but say, for instance, they're doing, clean the house, laundry. They're doing the grocery shopping, not you. They're putting in that in the house where it gives you free time, where you don't have to do it. Would that be the same? If it's freeing up your time, where you would be able to relax a little bit. I'm just using an example, where you didn't have to go. Because I'll be honest. I will be honest with you. I hate the fucking grocery store. I will fucking kill somebody if I have to go every week. I fucking hate it with a passion.
Well,
that's like road rage for me. I'm in the bug, like, oh, bitch, get out the way. I want that loaf of bread.
Well, but you're a man, so you make the bread, you pay all the bills, and she does everything else.
But that's what I'm saying. Would that be considered 50-50 still for you?
No.
So your 50-50 is a money situation, not a time.
Yeah.
Okay? Everybody's different. Everybody's completely different. Me,
Because I'm not financially taking care of a grown ass man.
I understand
period.
it. I understand it. My thing is that
And then also, when it comes to 50-50, let's say it's 50-50 for the bills, is it 50-50 for the house too? Because a lot of people think, oh, well, I'm out there and I'm making all the money and stuff like this. You should be home, you know, cleaning the house, cooking dinner, making sure everything's done. But you're still not coming home and being a partner and doing any of that either. Or you want the woman to still work and bring in money and still do everything while you work and come home and do nothing but, you know, watch football or play your game. So the woman's
Right.
out working, she's paying half the bills, and she's doing all the cleaning, all the cooking, all everything else, and the man's not doing anything. What do you think about that?
Well, if one of the people aren't doing anything, then they need to go. They really seriously need to either get a reality check or figure out what's going on, because I couldn't have that.
You couldn't have that.
I couldn't have the fact of me doing everything and everything by myself. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
What do you people think? I am not seeing. I'm seeing a bunch of people joining, and Steve is responding. Steve is the number one. Oh, what did I just do? But yeah, oh, did I just see something? So yeah, I mean, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that if it's 50-50 and the man's working and the woman's working, that they should both be doing the housework, like the dishes or whatever? Personally, I think so, but that's just me. I don't think that one person should be working and doing it all. I know a lot of women, they think that the man should pay for everything. You know, if the woman moves into the man's house or whichever, that they should pay for everything. I personally, I'm not comfortable with that. Because I'm independent, I'm not comfortable with my man paying for everything. Period. I'm just not.
Well,
No.
like I said, nobody should be paying for everything. Well, I mean, see, that's tricky with the subject. It's because me, I'm more of, I'll pay for all of the bills that are in my name, which is mostly everything, if somebody's freeing up my time. Because I think my time is worth more than, for instance, me going to the grocery store and dealing with that bullshit, or,
Because you'll catch a case if you
I
do
will.
that.
I
No,
will.
but what if it?
But if she's doing,
What
if
if
she's
you're
doing,
single?
then I have to do it. I have no choice. I'm not gonna depend on anybody to do it. But if that's your job for the bills, then that's it.
So if she's not, because she's not paying any of the bills, then she should be doing the shopping and stuff like that.
Yes.
Even if she's working a full-time job? What if she's working more hours than you?
Well, for instance, that would never happen with me. No,
Well,
ain't no. I couldn't be in a relationship with somebody working more than me. I just couldn't.
why?
Because I feel that as me being a father, I feel that I need to be the one supporting.
As you being a man
No,
and
no,
a father.
as a father. Ain't got nothing to do with being a man.
So
As a man,
if you didn't have a child,
then I would think of myself. I wouldn't think of a family. Things would be completely different.
So if you didn't have a child, you still wouldn't date someone who's a workaholic.
No, that would be a different story.
Oh, okay. Then
Because I wouldn't have to think of a family. I think a man needs to supply for their family, not. I think a woman should be able to be home with the child more, or do those motherly instincts, or I'm not going to say like the 50s, but kind of like that. A man should work, pay the bills, and the mother should be the caring, person making the dinners, grocery shopping, stuff like that.
keep in the house.
Yeah. She could work a job, but it doesn't need to be hard labor or, a constant full-time job. It doesn't need to be that.
So it could be a part-time job.
Correct.
You would prefer her to work a part-time job, just so she can be home.
Correct.
Taking care of the house and the kid and all that other
Correct.
stuff.
Correct.
So while the kid's in school, yes, she can work a part-time job.
Correct.
Because the rest of the time he's in school, she should be out doing the grocery shopping or cleaning or whatever and picking
Yeah,
up.
and it doesn't need to be every day. Like, for instance, okay, you do your grocery shoppings on Wednesday because that's when the grocery store isn't the busiest. Or do laundries on, a Monday and a Wednesday or Monday and a Thursday. You don't have to kill yourself every day. Make yourself a plan, get it done and over with, and then when the man comes home or whatever, y'all can have your family time.
I mean, I agree with that.
But in my situation, I bought my house, and I told my girl that when we were living in an apartment, I told her, I'm not living in an apartment no more. I'm going to buy a house. You can come with me or you can stay here. But you stay here, I ain't paying for it.
And you shouldn't.
I bought a house, and it was the best thing we did because it's only $100 more than what we were paying for an apartment, and I have a lot more fucking room. But my name's the only one on there.
Well, yeah, because you bought it.
So therefore, I don't expect her to pay for something that I signed for. So therefore, that's where it comes in the point where, okay, you pay for your internet, and you buy groceries. That's it. I don't expect anything else besides, the groceries being done and, the housework being done, her here for my son. That's it. Nothing else. I will take care of everything else. I pay for car insurance, everything. Why? Because it's on my policy. And it saves me money. I mean, it is what it is.
Well, she can still pay for her own
She could. But I'd rather her spend that money on my son. With his disabilities and stuff like that, she needs to get to the doctors at any point in time.
I mean, but it's like that's something that you guys worked out.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pay all the bills, and, I'm going to pay the mortgage or whatever. I'm going to pay the utilities, and I'll pay the car insurance, and, you pay this and you pay that, but then you also do this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that you guys worked out amongst each other.
I don't know if you want to say worked out amongst us, but it's the point of...
You just told her that's how it's going to be taken.
No, because I am not that man. I am not that person that tells someone what they have to do. I'm just saying that if the shit's in my name, I'm paying for it. Well, everything I pay for is in my name. What she pays for is in her name.
Well, okay,
She has her bills, I have my bills. No matter what, okay...
but her car is actually her bill. Just because it's in your policy, it doesn't mean it's her car.
But if it wouldn't have been in my policy, it would have been way too much for her to actually have insurance on it.
Well, I get it, but it's still her car.
Yeah, but...
Like, if my man told me, like, if roles were reversed because I had the house, I had the 2 cars, I had all my stuff together, and I moved him in with me. So, he pays, his part, but he also pays his phone bill. He also pays even though it's in underneath my insurance,
And that's something you guys worked out,
he
right?
pays his car insurance.
But you guys worked that out, right?
Well, yeah.
I'm saying you talked about it. You didn't
But
come.
see, he told me, he goes, I'll pay all the bills and you don't even have to work if you don't want to. And I'm like,
What's wrong with you, dude?
No, that's not happening.
Don't ever
Because
do
he's a manly man. That's
no,
who
and
he is.
And there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with him.
He's old school.
And
That's,
so am I.
you know.
And so am I. But the thing is if you sit there and you tell somebody that, man or woman, whatever, doesn't matter who they are. If you go and sit there and say, hey, I got it, you don't have to pay for anything, that person has no reason to go to work, and it makes them have the thinking of, I can be lazy.
I've never done that.
I'm not saying you, but I'm just saying that's my mindset. Is the fact of, if I tell this person they don't have to fucking pay for anything, and they have a cushion-free life because I'm paying for everything, they're gonna get fucking lazy and they're just gonna sponge on me.
That's not necessarily true, though.
I can't pay for somebody 110% because you even said yourself, I am not paying for no grown man. Well, I'm not paying. I'm not paying for no grown woman. So
it's not my responsibility to financially take care of a grown man. And to me, it's not. And a lot of women, they think different. They think that the man should be taking care of the woman fully, and no. I will never let a man take care of me fully because I will never allow them to take my independence away from me. That's
oh God,
happening.
Here she goes. She's independent now. Here she goes bragging.
Well, I've always been independent.
And there's nothing wrong.
Always.
There's nothing wrong with it, as long as you don't use it as a flex.
No, not at all. I'm just the point to where it's like, okay, I'm okay with being single. Yeah, you know, because I'm independent. I can take care of myself. I've always, and God and my, I've always taken care of myself.
Well, it goes back to the whole thing that I was saying earlier. Yeah. It's like, it's not that I need you here, it's because I want you here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you don't need anybody. It's not a need, it's a want.
If you're in a relationship because you need somebody there, then it's not a relationship.
No, it's not.
It's a roommate.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And
because I know people in their 40s who they refuse to get independent because they've always depended on other people. Oh, okay, well, because I can depend on daddy to pay my bills and do everything else, I don't have to be independent.
But there's no better feeling but knowing that you don't have to count on somebody.
Right, but then they always want to say, I do everything by myself. You ain't done shit by yourself. You've never lived in a house by yourself without someone paying half of your rent. You've never done anything without a man being there.
Fire me up now.
Sorry.
Every time you say that.
What?
The whole fucking, I do it on my own.
Oh, yeah. A lot of women, some women can, but a lot of women don't.
A lot of women say it, a lot of women don't.
That's right, but okay, that was another thing where a woman was asking, and I forgot because you can, Ace Metaphor and, the crew.
Mm-hmm.
A woman had asked, if a man, if you're having sex with a man, and the man tells you straight out that I don't want to have children, she was asking him, is he still obligated to be in that child's life? No.
Wait, what? Now, if he said he didn't want children?
Yeah, if they were getting ready to have sex, whatever, and he told her, I absolutely do not want children. Period. I don't want children whatsoever. And she does not take precaution. He does, she doesn't, whatever. And she gets pregnant. Is it still the man's responsibility to be in that child's life even though he said no? And you knew he didn't, but you did it anyway.
Well, he doesn't have a choice.
No, she should not go after him for child support or anything.
So you're saying it's just on the woman?
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
No. If that
Yeah.
man already knows that he doesn't want to have children, then he needs to either go get a vasectomy or he needs to wear protection to the point where he's not going to have kids. And
Well, no, but apparently he did wear protection.
then
But she still got pregnant.
I'd be calling the testo.
She still got pregnant, or something like that. To me, no. If you're just having a one night stand because that's all you want,
First of all, one night stand, you don't give him your real name.
and he's telling you no, he's telling you, well, you better, we got to do what we got to do for protection or whatnot, because I absolutely do not want a child right now. And you knowing that he doesn't want a child and you still go through with it and get pregnant, then I guess, you need to be a single mother.
It's like that. Well, the only thing that comes to my head at that time is that, I don't know what song it is, but it's by Lil Wayne. He said, you better wear the latex before you get that text saying she's late next.
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
if the man tells you no, I don't want to, and then you knew it, and I guess you shouldn't be doing it.
He better have contracts written up and have him sign it before. This was consensual and it's not mine.
Well,
I mean,
I think if a woman is allowed to tell a man, no, I'm not keeping your baby, knowing he wants it, and she unalives it, then, if he doesn't want it and she doesn't, then he shouldn't have the responsibility of taking care of it.
well, there's that thing on TikTok saying that if a woman can have an abortion without any repercussions or whatever, should a man pay child support if
No.
he doesn't want the child?
No.
And not a single person can give a legit reason why he should be paying child support.
Because he shouldn't.
They always sit there and say, because it's his. Well, if you can get out of motherhood, why can't he get out of fatherhood?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I don't think if it's okay for a woman to unalive a child that the father wants, then then it's, it goes both ways. If a man doesn't want a child, and you know that he doesn't want a child, he uses protection, something happens, it doesn't work, whatever, you get pregnant, well, no. You're a single mother. Enjoy it. You chose it. Because you knew you were with someone.
There you go,
who
again,
didn't
saying
want a
something that
child.
brings up the fucking song in my head. You let him hit it wrong, now you're a single mom.
I've never heard that one.
Oh, I sent it to you.
Did you?
I sent it to you, yes.
Did you?
Oh my god. Alright, we've been on here for 90 minutes.
90 minutes?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, crap. That's an
Alright,
hour and a
guys.
half. We are done
Yes.
for tonight.
Yes, for
Thank
tonight.
you for joining, everyone. I appreciate it.
And we will catch you in the next. We're trying
Yep.
to do it every weekend.
Yep.
I mean, some weekends it doesn't fall because you were sick a couple weeks ago, and then I was.
Yep, and then
Out.
last week you weren't feeling good, so.
Yep.
We do try to do it every week. Sometimes we don't, but you'll know when we're back.
Yippers. All right, everybody. Have a good night.
Thank you. Have a good night. Be safe out there.